All right, so now I'm gonna reconnect. Let me get this for a second too. I'm gonna reconnect. Let me get this for a second too.
Okay, so now, as soon as I turn this off, if you need me, just text me or text, because I won't have the Zoom open either.
Okay.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. But I'm going to hide you guys. I'm going to put you in the room.
Okay.
Okay. Jane, you've got a plan. Look how gorgeous you look. She's all glamorous.
Oh, look at that.
Nice. All right. I'm going to put you away. Goodbye.
All right. See you in a little bit.
Okay. I'll be around. If something's going bad, though, you text me, right?
Yes.
Okay, I text you. expected. Okay. All right. Yay. We're here. We got to this point, which is a pretty big deal. Okay. So, hi. You made it. I made it. This is good. I want to thank you all for coming and indulging us in this never been done before virtual celebration of the University of Houston Communication Sciences and Disorders Master's students. I'm Dr. Michelle Ivey. I'm one of the faculty members and clinical educator and the graduate program director. So this is an annual recognition and I'm doing it tonight virtually, but usually it occurs on campus with a small reception and light refreshments. So since we can't provide you with sweet tea or mini sandwiches or anything, please take a second and get a snack if you want. Cheers, I got water. Okay, so that. Next, make sure you're watching the chat. It's a live chat and it's going to be on the right-hand side of the screen. And that's different from the comments. So this is just the live chat, it's scrolling. If you want to say something in the chat, and we encourage it. I'm like, please, this is what I wanted. I wanted you all to be able to interact. So you're going to interact and be typing. You may have to click on something where it asks you if you want to have a channel. But if you have some sort of Gmail, I think it works out okay already. Just remember that your chats are public and they are saved. So, keep your chat appropriate. Okay, and as you're watching, one of the things I want to know is who's here. So make sure that you're checking in like, hey, I'm so-and-so's parent. My husband, Dennis, he's kind of doing troubleshooting for me, but he's here. And one of the other things I want you all to look at is to see how far you all are from the University of Houston. So especially those of you who are out of town. And later on, I'm going to say, hey, who's the furthest away in the United States? And then if we have people who are outside the United States, they can chime in too for furthest international guests. I'm pretty excited about that. And this is neat because everybody can be invited. And, sometimes we can't have as many people. Sometimes parents or grandparents or best friends from growing up can't come to these kinds of things. So here it is. Here's our chance to have that. And it's really nice. So enjoy each other's company. We've got students, faculty, clinical educators, staff, family, friends, all kinds of people gathered to share our master's students' accomplishments. So way to go. The schedule tonight includes a variety of departmental speakers, student comments and acknowledgements. And I really can't be prouder of what our students submitted to make this program special. We've put a bit of effort into creating it, and it's amazing, but there might be some rocky technology, okay? So please enjoy those moments as much as you enjoy the smooth ones. And remember that we are really good at communication disorders, but this whole, what we call it, technology thing, it's sort of our side hustle. So that's going to go on. Okay. I'm going to get started by inviting Dr. Peggy Blake, our department chair, to share a message with the students. And thank you, Dr. Blake.
Great. Welcome, everyone. This is so fun. Let me make sure that I am not causing feedback here. All right. So I want to, again, congratulate you all for the massive undertaking you have just completed, officially known as the Graduate Program in Communication Sciences and Disorders at the University of Houston. Amidst all of the classes, the exams, the readings, the papers, the lessons plans, the therapy sessions, and final conferences, you have become clinicians ready to take your next step towards independence. Together, you have provided over 12,750 hours of treatment, screenings, and diagnostics for people who have challenges or disorders related to communication and swallowing. In case you missed it, that is 12,750 hours. So if your loved ones are just remembering what you look like and welcoming you back into reality, this is why. You have made an impact on patients, clients, families, family, friends, but also on the faculty and staff of ComD. You have definitely had some unique challenges beginning the program during a time of leadership transition. You had more than your share of adjunct professors, and of course, you had your final semester upended by coronavirus, but you did it. When we evaluated your applications, we saw people with intelligence, tenacity, empathy, critical thinking, and maybe even a little bit of stubborn-headedness. And we decided to accept you into the program, and you have done it. The note that you sent to all of the ComD faculty and staff was really wonderful. It said that you were eager to make us proud of you. But the thing is, we're already proud of you. This group in particular will always be special to me because you are the first cohort under my role as chair of the department. You taught me a lot. And while I still have a lot to learn, I am a better chair because what I have learned from you. Congratulations and go Cougs.
This is going to be super hard for me because I already had to send Dennis a message and ask him to bring me tissues because I forgot that part. Okay, well, as I would say, thank you, Dr. Blake. I mean, we're so lucky to have you here because incredibly organized, ready to go, and just kind of rolling with what every day brings. So what I want to do next is let you know exactly how special this moment is being here in this virtual program tonight. So I have something to share. This is where I said it'll get a little rocky, but I'll get there. Okay, so first off, I'm sure all of you students feel quite comfortable in this view. And for those of you who don't know, this is the student view in our ComD classroom. Virtually every class that the students take came through this room. So it's not, we're not going to be here tonight, but that's okay. So we're going to let you know why it's still good to be where we are. New share. Boom. I got this. Here it is. Ready? The top 10 good things about a COVID-19 celebration. Bring it. Ready? Okay. All righty. Number 10. Shoes? Nah, they're optional. Number 9. No one will make faces if you chat during Dr. Blake's comments. I can say that because she's already done, right? Number 8, you can invite more than 4 guests. Number 7, no traffic means you'll all arrive on time, which you did because I was getting the numbers for a little bit. Number 6, it's okay to spike the punch if you want to. And number 5, your dog, your cat, or any pet can come to our celebration. 4, 2 words, comfy chair. 3, you can come in your jammies as long as they're red. Number 2, Dr. Ivy won't mispronounce your name in front of your family and friends, and you know who you are. Raghavendra, man, I still haven't got that one. Mankalish, okay, yeah. Okay. And the number 1 good thing about a COVID-19 virtual celebration is the air conditioning works. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay, so the next part of the celebration is going to be a start of recognition for our 44 students who are finishing or finished the master's program. Everybody had an opportunity to create a selfie slide, which, you know, didn't have to be a selfie, but whatever. And They're beautiful. Oh my gosh, when I first saw these, I had tears. So thank goodness I've seen them. Okay, the slides are going to be broken into 3 presentations, so not everybody at once, and they're not in alphabetical order. So you kind of have to pay attention to find yours. And let me open up our individual student recognitions right now. Oh, I know what I need to do. See, this is where I knew it would be trickier. Our next speaker is Ms. Tergesser, our clinic director, and she's going to come and talk to you for a minute and give a message to the students.
Good evening, class of 2020. Congratulations. Wow, what an achievement. Completing the program under typical circumstances is a significant achievement, but completing the program as you have under the current circumstances takes it to another level altogether. Your cohort will always hold a special place in my heart, as I will remember you as the first cohort I worked with from the beginning of the program right through to the end of the program after accepting the job as clinic director. Thank you for the beautiful thank you letter that you forwarded to the faculty and staff. Reading that letter, I felt so incredibly proud that I played a role in the incredible education that you received at the University of Houston. I have so enjoyed getting to know each and every single one of you over the last 2 years. And I do wish that I could mention each of you personally tonight, but we would be here all night. I do, however, want to mention each of the graduate assistants. The graduate assistants work very closely with me as they play an instrumental role in the day-to-day clinic operations. And they also mentor their classmates and they mentor the incoming graduate students. This year, we had 7 graduate assistants, and each of them brought their own unique characteristics and talents to the table, so we had a very well-rounded group indeed. Maida Raghavendra. Maida, thank you for your frankness and your brutal honesty. You really were a spokesperson for the GAs when it came to uncomfortable requests. I so enjoyed our chats, and I grew to recognize that I had made unpopular decisions when you would appear at my door and say, Ms. Tergesser, do you have time to talk? I will always think of you when I reach out for a sticky note. Iza Ahmad. Iza, your calm, composure, and demeanor was nothing short of therapeutic. Thank you for always having a smile on your face when agreeing to take on extra duties, when I know that probably deep down inside you were panicking. And I have to say, I will really miss the speed with which you could throw an Excel spreadsheet together. We would be meeting together as a group, and I would mention to the GAs that maybe we should create an Excel spreadsheet for something. And boy, by the end of that meeting, it was done, as I had completed it. Thank you. Kelly Carston. Kelly, your organization and admin skills were fantastic. You had some great ideas with regards to streamlining some of our procedures, which really helped me when completing annual reports. I do wish, though, that I had learned earlier on in the program that you could throw together a beautiful flyer in 30 minutes, as that would have saved me hours of work. Chanel Walker. Chanel, there were days when I truly believed that there were 2 of you in the building. You volunteered for everything, and then you volunteered for more. You were an incredible mentor to the incoming graduates, and I am certain that they appreciated the time you spent with them and the patience you exhibited when you were assisting them. And you always did it with a smile on your face, even although you were probably swamped at the time with your own academic coursework, your externship assignments, and your GA duties. Celine Morales. Celine, you were the cheerleader. Thank you for wearing red every single Friday. I will miss you popping into my office each time you're on campus with your positive attitude and friendly smile. I also appreciate and will never forget the day that I was feeling awful from a cold, and I walked into my office to find an emergency on my desk, together with a little sticky note from you with instructions how to take the emergency. That act of kindness and thoughtfulness went such a long way that day to make me feel really good. Thank you. Chrysynthia Paredes, you had one of the more difficult tasks as a GA as you worked with the offsite data. Thank you for tackling what sometimes seemed like an impossible task with grace and dignity. I appreciate you responding to my texts. Whether I sent you a text early in the morning, late at night, or over the weekend, you responded to them even when you weren't required to do so. I really appreciate you supporting me during critical times. And finally, Marlene Puente. Marlene worked with me as my assistant GA, and Marlene, I will certainly miss you. Thank you for all you did to support me. You did a fantastic job bringing my perspective to the GAs when I made unpopular decisions and vice versa. I always looked forward to Thursdays as you were on campus on Thursdays, and I knew that help was right around the corner as you were seated at the desk next to my office. Thursday mornings would begin by you coming into my office with your notepad and your pencil, and we'd sit down and make a list of all the things that we needed to attend to that day. And you would end all those meetings by saying, Mr. Gesser, it's okay, we got this. And so class of 2020, today is Thursday. To echo Marlene's words, it's okay, we got this. Congratulations and go Cougs.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, see, I told you guys, this is a very good celebration. Mr. Gesser and Ms. Eckert, who is our externship coordinator, have been working around the clock for the past few months. They managed to coordinate an incredible amount of therapy magic to help all of our students finish strong. And yeah, a lot of you would not be in the great place that you are, or the pretty good place that you are, without tons and tons of effort. So we are so very grateful at their talent and their passion. So thank you both. All right, we're going to take a minute now and see some more of the students' recognition slides. I'm so excited. These are gorgeous. Remember, they're in 3 parts and not in alphabetical order, just to keep you all on your toes. Okay, oh, geez, I'm coming. I know you can hear my dings, but I can't do anything about that. Okay. There we go. All right, showed you just the, the little tech things are not that bad, right? We can live with them. Okay, so now what I thought we would do is go back to the classroom, right? And I would say, oh, excuse me, does anybody have any questions? And look at this, there's a whole row of students who do. This is going to take just a little bit of finagling to get the right screen up, but let's see. Who has a comment that they would like to share? Something about the program? Oh, Anna? Okay, hold on.
One time in Dr. Daniels' class, we had some guest speakers who were talking to us about, like, I don't know, swallowing stuff. And they mentioned that they do this particular swallow screening at their hospital. And Dr. Daniels, who was sitting right next to me, perks up and goes, "You guys do the blue dye protocol?" Whatever it's called. And they were like, "Yeah, blah, 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 blah." And she was like, "If I had known that, I wouldn't have invited you." And the whole class was like, "Did she just say that in front of all of us?" Dr. Daniels, I will never forget that.
Thank you, Anna. All right, so here's my question. Oops, hold on. Here's my question. Does anybody else have anything to say? Let's see. Oh, look, Jennifer does. Good. Let's see what she wants to say.
I remember when I got assigned my very first semester of grad school to do a voice evaluation on RCE Miss James. I was terrified to palpate her larynx, so I decided to practice on my husband the evening before. After palpating his larynx, he told me I was never allowed to do that again. Needless to say, I got sick for the eval anyways and never got to palpate Miss James' larynx. Maybe one day.
So sometimes our students get a little stressed when they have to, deal with all of us. Oh, sorry about that, Jennifer. So the larynx palpitations will come another day. So wait a minute, Anna, you've got something else to say? Okay, let's hear it.
I guess all my remember wins are about Natalie. Remember at the end of our motor speech final? Well, during it, when when we were watching the videos, and part of our assignment was to not just identify like the disorder, but to specifically name the neuropathophysiology. And all of us were like, "We know what that means. We're in grad school." And then at the end of it, Natalie like raises her hand and says, "Could you just tell me what neuropathophysiology means?" And she told us, and like none of us had understood what it had meant. And everybody like looked at their test and was like, "Oh crap, we got to come up with some answers." A lot of us didn't do very well in that exam.
Yeah, so thanks for telling us about that memory. I love it. It's good to know the realities, right? Who else has something to say? Oh, Hiba, excellent. Hold, please. I need a new share. Sorry, you get me instead.
Remember how happy and excited we used to get whenever Dr. D walked in the grad workroom to replenish the M&M dispenser? Thank you so much, Dr. D. We needed those M&Ms to keep us going.
Yes, the M&Ms. I agree with you. The M&Ms are just a wonderful touch. So I'm wondering, oh, hold on, please. Shh. Okay, okay. I'm wondering, does anybody else have anything to say about M&Ms? Let's see. Oh, Molly. Okay. You got something to say about M&Ms too? Cool. All right. Let's see what you want to say.
Remember when Dr. D always filled the M&M jar? Shout out. And then remember the day that she started adding caramel M&Ms? And here we thought we were getting peanut. So it was a big mystery, and some people were happy, some people were upset, but it's a great memory.
Yeah, the M&Ms, the different flavors, the different colors, seasonal M&Ms, and always M&Ms. Isn't it nice to know, Dr. D, that that really does have an impact on the students? That's pretty sweet. Okay, so bye-bye, Molly. Who else wants to talk? Oh yeah, no, not that. I'm afraid I hit a bad button. Oh, wait, who's this? Suzanne, yay, you've got something to tell us. Hopefully something really positive and exciting.
Hi everyone. Remember that time during CCG when Maddie and Ty and I were in a group together and we discovered that Maddie's client loved to walk around singing songs to herself, while my client hated it when people sang and would attack everybody in sight?
So I remember that really well because I was the CE for that group. And that was a lot, and just trying to figure out how to keep two children really happy who were in the same group, but keep them really separated. Always a challenge. All right, Suzanne, that was nice and all, but it wasn't the happy thing that I thought you were going to give us. So let's see if you have something else to say.
But we made it through and we made it work, and we're all here today and we're graduated, and I'm so happy we all got to work together and we made a big difference for those kids.
That was probably a little bit nicer. Just kidding. Okay, so let's see who else has something to say now, because I think there's a few more people. Oh yeah, Anna, you had something. Awesome. Okay, hold on. Let me share the right screen. Can you share?
Hey, do you know if this printer is working? Does this printer work? Just black and white ink? Hey, is that printer working? No, not that one. Brother 127. Did they fix the printer? It's out of color ink. It's still out of ink. It doesn't have paper. All 3 printers are broken. That printer's not working. Brother 125. Brother 127. Did you tell Mr. Gesser? You brought your own printer? No, all the printers were broken, so she brought her own. Yeah, Natalie's a legend.
There we go. Problem solved. Okay. We have one last message from somebody. The last, is this it? Yeah. Who's left to give us the last member? Ah, Leslie. Cool. Let's see your share.
Remember when we became a family?
So it's really good to hear your all's memories. I hope you're typing memories in the chat. I've heard that there have been some other gatherings and y'all are doing some of these too. Fantastic. So thank you for sharing. Thanks for sharing with everybody and bringing things in. This is super cool. All right. Now, we're going to take a few minutes to recognize some individual student work, and these are individuals who go beyond what is expected in the graduate program. So let me pull up this presentation real quick. And as you can see on our special acknowledgements, this is the place where most of the time we would say, please hold your applause. But no way, not tonight. Applause, clap, cheer, and chat away. So please share all your good wishes for those who've done a little bit more than what we usually expect. Okay, first, we are always incredibly proud of our students who choose to pursue a research path as part of their graduate degree. Completing a master's thesis takes considerable determination and time on top of skill and interest. The result, of course, is deeper knowledge of both the topic area and the methodology to study it. Here are our 3 students who completed master's theses this year. Asia Kabani did an investigation of speech disfluencies of bilingual Urdu English and Spanish English children, a preliminary study, and she worked with Dr. Kia Johnson. Marissa Ramos, who was mentored by Dr. Mitzi Geets, did the ComD student beliefs about ASL, English, and deaf culture. And she gets a special asterisk because she did her thesis defense in American Sign Language. Chanel Walker, who was mentored by Dr. Kia Johnson, finished her thesis on examining the presentation of speech disfluencies in story generation narrative samples of bidialectical children. Way to go. That's fantastic. Next, one of the features of our graduate program is an opportunity for students to investigate an area of interest with more depth than what is covered in clinic or class. And that's called a specialty concentration. So students who complete a specialty concentration area of speech, in any area of speech language pathology, they do additional work under the mentorship of a faculty member. So let me repeat this. This is additional work solely for the benefit of knowledge. This year, we had 4 students who completed specialty concentrations. Christina Bixby and Emily Dolan both worked on digitizing video fluoroscopic swallow studies with Dr. Daniels. David Horn completed his project, Augmented Reality for Individuals with Complex Communication Needs, and that was with Dr. Thiessen. And Virginia Milo did Parent Training, What Can You Do with a Book, a presentation that she hopes to be able to share sometime in the very near future. And that was completed with me. Finally, we know that we have bright and talented students in our master's program because we picked them and then we challenge them. When they arrive, we tell them that GPAs are not the most important thing. You have to have above a 3 up. That's mandatory, right? It's not the most important part of the program. But some students take our challenge and some of our advice, but they maintained a high grade point average. They have an average of 3.85 or above anyway. And we consider those students to be our 2020 ComD scholars. So I'd like to give a special congratulations to Natalie Cooler, Kiana Gardner, Kara Hefela, Kelly Karsten, and Murphy Sylvester, with special congratulations to Molly McGinnis and Virginia Milo, who have 4.0s at graduation. Nice work, students. Very cool. All right, so now it's time for the 3rd presentation of student recognitions. And let me get those started for us. So I think this one was a technical difficulty, and I messed up and I didn't hit the right share. So we're going to redo the first part of these student recognitions. Okay. Let's see, I just got a message that Elizabeth Keenan is actually on the list. So that's of the honors grad, so that's fantastic. I'm very sorry about that. Let me exit out of this, get back to this problem child video. I'm so sorry. Okay, I was doing well, but I think I forgot to hit the share. Okay, so let me do this one again, and let's see who we need to see again. Okay. There. All right. And I'm also going to say one of the things that I want as soon as stuff settles down is a mouse. I don't have a mouse, and doing all my entire job without a mouse is getting on my last nerve. All right, so I say, like, I hope you all have been chatting and sending good wishes and cheers and celebration, and my little elves have been telling me that that's been going well, so I hope it still is. I don't know, something happened with Dennis's chat, but I'm hoping that you all are still able to chat, and I think everything else is going all right. I wanted to know who the winner was for the farthest distance, but nobody said that anyone put it in. So, okay, if you have a farthest distance, I mean, we've got students who are in California and Virginia, so there's gotta be something. Anyhow, if you have the farthest distance, go ahead and that would be fine. Okay, so let's see what I can do. Let me exit this. And this last PowerPoint has been my downfall. I was doing so well. All right. So I am super, super excited about this next part of the program, because what's happening is we're bringing in students, and it took a little bit of convincing, but I'm so happy that the three of them have agreed to come in and speak with us today. So we've got 3 graduate students. It's going to be 3 in a row. First, Leslie Chase, then Meda Ragnavendra, and then Anna Ray. So I'm super happy that you're speaking on behalf of the class, and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ivy. When we first began this journey, we were individuals who went by many names: teacher, SLPA, postbac, full-time, and part-time student. As we began this program, many of us switched to part-time due to other responsibilities. We persevered through the difficulty of juggling the demands of graduate school with our everyday lives. We cannot have surpassed these obstacles without the support of our advisors. Dr. Daniels in particular made certain that the part-timers felt included. She developed a relationship with each of us, which we will never forget. We began to depend on one another and support one another. The part-timers helped one another through this program, and I would not have made it to this point without them. As part-timers, we had to learn to adapt. We began this program with 1 cohort and had the opportunity to get to know 1 graduating class, only to see them graduate and become SLPs before us. This was difficult for many of us as we started with them, but were unable to finish with them. Although our experience as part-time graduate students was different than the full-time students, we all had struggles, and we grew and learned to adjust to change. While we grew and changed as students, we witnessed the ComD department grow and change as well. We welcomed Ms. Trigesser as the new clinic director and Dr. Blake as the ComD department chair. We also got the opportunity to integrate ourselves into a new cohort and complete this program with them, which has been a blessing. In the fall of 2019, the part-timers transitioned to truly being members of the full-time cohort. We had the unique experience in which we became part of 2 big families. Being a part of this cohort encouraged us to advocate for ourselves and speak up, which are skills that we will need as SLPs. All of the staff in the ComD department work to ensure our success, and for that, we will be forever grateful. As we leave this program, we leave as a family with 1 name in common: speech-language pathologist. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leslie. So now I'm getting messages that there's a problem with the YouTube. So I'm very sorry about that. And everything's still recorded and hopefully recording. Yeah, so let me try this one more time. I'm going to try starting back up again and see if that helps. Because there's no use going forward until something happens, right? Okay, so what I'm doing now is figures, right? Videos, create, go live. Okay, if you all want to just send the message back out again, that this is going to be back up on live in just a minute. So I'm so bummed about that. Okay, so here's the question. Okay, so hopefully it's coming. I'm just gonna wait for just a minute. Thank you for your patience. I wish I had smooth jaws for this, but let me know if it's going on, and if not, let me see. All right. Now I got the Zoom recording, so that's good. I do have to say, though, that I'm afraid that Leslie might have been just for whoever is able to watch now. Okay, so hopefully someone's got something. Yes. And I am going to bring in our next speaker, who is Maida. I was doing so well, right? Now I'm thrown. All right. Maida, you're on.
Okay, hello everyone who is here.
Just 1 second. I wanted, before you start, let's just see if we've got any sort of live going on YouTube. No? Okay. Oh, wait, no, it says live on YouTube now. Okay.
Is it working?
I think it might be. And yeah, and everything else, I'll just figure out how to share it with you guys, what you missed. Okay, and out there in the virtual world, bring all your friends back who had to give up. Okay, you're good, Maida, thank you.
Okay, sorry, I'm just telling my family that it's back on.
Oh, good.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Cohort members barely knew one another. There were the part-time students, post-baccalaureate students, students from out of state, and students who had pursued their undergraduate education at the University of Houston as well. As time went on, though, those labels faded away and we slowly unified as the class of 2020. And in my humble opinion, the class of 2020 is unprecedented. We stumbled upon many new adjustments in the program itself, such as changes in the faculty, a new clinic director that ended up being the brilliant Ms. Tregesser, and a new team system that divided us into the language, speech, and communication teams and decided which type of clients we served that semester. The most important change, however, was the strange sort of end to our program due to COVID-19. The resilience that I have observed in my classmates for the past 2 years, particularly this semester, is so inspiring. I can only speak for myself when I say that my classmates are my role models. They have taught me qualities such as humility, patience, kindness, grace, and humor, even when things get difficult with the patient or maybe just life. I've learned so much clinically from my peers, as well as the brilliant faculty members, who are some of the most nurturing professionals I've met to date. I think many, if not all of us, can say that we would not be the SLPs that we are today if we had not received the faculty's guidance over the years. There are so many heartwarming memories that I will take away with me, like during the first semester when Dr. Dunkelberger couldn't get the projector working, so she canceled class. That class happened to be my birthday, so I can't say I was too unhappy about that. I'd be lying if I said that particular projector didn't give us any future problems, though. Or that time during the second semester when all of us had so much anxiety regarding a clinical swallowing exam we would perform on Dr. Daniels. I accidentally gagged Dr. Daniels during my clinical swallowing exam, and I was mortified for the rest of the year. To go from that memory to performing bedside evaluations almost independently now is truly jarring to think about. Dr. Ivy and Dr. Ross, thank you for passing all your knowledge down to us about child language and autism. Because of the excellent quality of education I received from you both, it almost makes me believe I would be good at working with pediatrics. Almost. However, I trust that my other classmates will fully flourish due to your guidance. Dr. Johnson and Dr. Joshi, thank you so much for all the tangible and applicable exercises you designed for us to develop a deeper understanding of fluency and voice. Mr. Gesser, thank you for being someone we could always ran to when we had a bad day and for supporting us on the good ones. Thank you also for being a great boss to us GAs. Lastly, thank you, Dr. Thiessen, for all the knowledge you passed down to us during cognition and AAC class. During my externship at a skilled nursing facility, I would often suspiciously eye activities and ask myself, but is it functional? I know many of my classmates also employed the same critical thinking skills as well. Also, Dr. Thiessen, thanks for showing us your dog over Zoom after I practically demanded you to last month. One of my favorite graduate school memories ever. As we go on to complete our clinical fellowship year, I can say from the bottom of my heart that the class of 2020 will never forget the connections we made with the faculty at UH, as well as a diverse range of clients that we served. I can't wait to see what other new innovative ideas my classmates come up with next. And to my fellow classmates, I hope that when COVID ends, we can finally organize that second happy hour we've been talking about for the past 2 years. Thank you. Okay, let me leave.
Awesome. Thank you, Maida. Thank you so much. Okay. I hear that YouTube is back and running. So if anybody needs to tell somebody that, that would be really good. And next speaker is Anna Ray. So we'll unmute her and have her come in. Start your video. There she is.
I actually thought it already was started. My bad. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Dr. Ivy, thank you for organizing this. This was a big shift, of course, an unprecedented one, and maybe hopefully a once in a lifetime one. I'm here because I signed up to be here. And, you know, sometimes we sign up for things without really realizing what we're getting into. So they needed a speaker and I was like, yeah, I'll talk. I love talking about communication. I'll say all sorts of insightful things. And now I'm here. And I've decided to shift topics a bit because we just finished grad school. Like, you're not here to listen to my insight. You're here to celebrate with me. So here are some things that I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating that I never have to turn in another 8-page evaluation report. I'm celebrating the end of my time with Calypso and supervisor feedback, that I never have to have another session where someone is like taking notes on my clinical skills. I understand there will still be some supervision. I'm most of all celebrating going back to work. I came to this field in desperation. In 2009, I graduated into a recession with a humanities degree. So the last decade has been really fun for me. In 2016, I got fired from a very good job because honestly, I was just too bored to do the work. I hope that none of you get fired. But if you do, take it for the gift that it is, because sometimes you're a bad fit for a job, and that's because you're made to be doing different work. For me, I had always wanted to do work with language, but I hadn't ever figured out what I could do. I moved to Houston in 2013 after working overseas as a study abroad advisor. And I got here only to find out that actually there wasn't really a market for study abroad advisors here. So I was meeting new people all the time and they'd be like, oh, what do you do? And I'd be like, well, I'd explain and they'd say, well, what do you want to do? And I'd give like a really honest answer. I'd say, I just want to work with people and language. Does that exist? Like, I'm not skilled enough to be an interpreter and I'm not really patient enough to be a translator, but like, I really think that my skills lie at the intersection of like people and language. And they'd say, like a teacher? And I'd be like, no, I'm not a teacher, but like that exists, right? Nobody said SLP. I spent a whole year talking to people and not once did somebody say, you know what would be a great job for you? You know what's a great job for somebody who loves people and loves language? Speech language pathology. I did not know this job existed. It wasn't for another 3 years. I was a full 29 years into my life before I learned that speech language pathology was a profession that I had a future in. And here's how I found it. And I'm going to tell you the story because I think that you one day might find yourself on a similar path where you are questioning your life choices and you are looking to the future and realizing you don't have one until you make different life choices. And when you find yourself there, I want you to remember this story. And I want you to remember that it's possible to change and that sometimes the only thing it takes is going out on a limb. So I looked up everybody in Houston. I did this Google search and I was like, I want people with linguistics degrees because I know that my future lies in linguistics. I thought it did. I don't really know what a linguist does. I didn't know then either, but I figured that it was better than whatever I was doing then, and certainly held some sort of hope for me in the future. So I look up all these emails and these email addresses, and I send out some emails. One was to a professor, and this is my opening paragraph. Dear professor, I'm really going out on a limb here. I'm aware, as you have your pick of brilliant grad students who already have a foundation in linguistics, not to mention a whole network of potential collaborators, but can I assist your research in any way? I literally italicized any because I was like, please. And I closed the email saying, I will sweep your floors. I will do anything. Just please give me a chance. Actually, didn't say just please give me a chance, but I figured that was contained in I will sweep your floors. I just wanted a foot in the door. I just needed a chance. I needed somebody to take a chance on me. So guys, if you take nothing else away from the story, I want you to take away this. Always go out on a limb for yourself. Just put everything out there because someone might respond. For me, one person wrote back, the professor, and we met up for lunch and he was asking me like, well, why linguistics? And I told him that actually I just really wanted to work with people and language, and I thought like linguistics research was a good way to do that. I could do field research and interview people. There's like these accent archives online, like maybe I could contribute to that. And he like watched, he just like let me go on for a minute. And then he's like, you know, you don't really sound like a linguist. You sound like a speech pathologist. To which I said, you mean like a speech therapist? No, I'm not here to teach kids their R's. Which is a really great thing to tell a speech pathologist. We haven't heard that one before. He told me that was a really reductionist thing to say, and that one of the cool things about the field was that you can change job every 2 to 3 years, and that's normal. Like, I could start at one job, and if I hated it, if I hated the setting, if I hated the work I was doing, if I wasn't getting along with the boss, whatever, I could just move jobs. If I got bored, I could just find a new place, and it wasn't considered job hopping. It wasn't even considered abnormal. I could change jobs every 2 to 3 years. For somebody who gets bored very easily, this was like, this is miraculous. I didn't know this existed. He said, not only that, but I could graduate with a job and a starting salary of $60K. I was like, sign me up. I literally started my application that week. And I think it is largely on the recommendation of that professor that I'm here today. I don't think he is here today, but Dr. Bunta, thank you. In a very real way, I owe my career to you. Thank you for taking a chance on me. Because now, after 3 years, I did a year of leveling courses and then 2 years of grad school. I have a job that I'm really excited to start. It will pay me $60K per year plus benefits. It will not require me to dress business casual or worse, even dressier. And I will not have to be in the office at 8 a.m. under fluorescent lights facing an overflowing email inbox. For those of you who have not experienced that particular version of hell, say a little prayer of gratitude that you found your way here without it. It's awful. You know, from the time we're little, we're told this story that we have to be a certain way in the world. We grow up thinking that there is a right way to be, a right way to do things, a right way to be a speech language pathologist, a right way to be in clinic, a right way to get through our grad program. We, especially as women, grow up living by these expectations. We brought them with us into the grad program and we carried them through, thinking, are we good enough? Am I doing this right? Validate me, affirm me, please tell me that I'm on the right track. And the thing is, guys, we were constantly afraid that we weren't doing it right. We were always looking outside ourselves to say, you're okay, just tell me, you know, we just wanted to hear like, you're good, keep going. But you know what? We were good enough. We were always afraid that we weren't, and we were. You know how I know why? Because you're here. You made it through every single class and every single test and every clinic setting and supervisor through CCG and externship and every obstacle the past 2 or 3 years of schooling and of clinic. We made it through. We're ready for the next thing. We've already been doing it the last 2 or 3 years, and the difference now is that we're gonna get paid for it. Not in grades, but in real, actual money. Guys, I have water here. Here is to the end of our program and the start of an exciting, lucrative new career. Here's to the end of COVID so that we may begin getting those paychecks soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you guys so much. Leslie, Amanda, and Anna, I really appreciate it. It's amazing to hear your perspectives. And sometimes this information really blows us away. You guys are so professional, you're so aware, and you're so ready for your next step. It's a great night, and I appreciate you speaking on behalf of all of you students who are out there tonight, feeling that same excitement, not only about not having constant watching, but also having consistent payment. All right, so there's one more thing to share, a little bit of ComD skill, which is pretty fun. I'm gonna go back here to the desktop and, oh yeah, and hide my stupid studio that's been a bother for us all. Okay, open this one up and start a new share. All right, so it's this time of year that students from all over the world take a break from their finals and their studying and even their celebrations, and they create some art. And they put their art in some kind of surprising places. So I'm going to share now the ComD art for 2020. And that last one says it all, right? Okay, this brings us to the end of the ceremony. So you know, I'm going to put the opening slideshow back up when we're done. So please feel free to watch it and chat for as long as you want, okay? The program this program, which I think would probably be in 2 parts, will still be, I'll leave it up for a while, like a couple months or something. So if people want to see it and couldn't be here tonight, then it will still be available. And then I'll just hide it. I won't delete it, but you know, I'm not going to have a lot of views for my YouTube channel in a couple of weeks, you know, sort of. Okay, so, and that way, if somebody wants it, let me know. I'm afraid that there's a little part that we may have missed the recording, but I'm hoping that maybe it didn't. Maybe it still went to my recording, but didn't work on the internet. Okay, so before we close, I want to take a moment to thank some special people without whom this event would not be possible. So first, I want to thank you all, right? All y'all, because the students, if you didn't put so much love into this presentation, the event would not have been possible, and it would have been dull as anything if it was just me the whole time, right? And family and friends, clearly you were part of the educational journey and so important to get your special person here. So thank you very much. Next, I want to thank my super secret helper, Jennifer Withner. Jennifer gathered all the materials, she made the slideshows, she put it all together for me. She got people to participate through prodding all over the group text, and then she got everything to me in time, which, you know, there have been some next day type of nights lately. Okay. I also want to acknowledge and thank our department program coordinator, Kara Glenn. Kara never knows what I'm going to come up with next, and she tries to figure me out, and she's great at making whatever it is happen. So thank you, Kara. Extra thanks to those of you who sent videos, and to Leslie, Maida, and Anna for speaking live. Okay, real quick, Dr. Blake had one more thing to add before I give the last word. Oh, but wait. No.
All right. Hey, everybody. I would like to give a shout out to Dr. Ivy for pulling all of this together, learning all of this technology over the past 2 weeks to be able to do this for you. So thank you so much. And if you've noticed, she is identified as me on our little Zoom things. And, you know, throughout all this, I've kind of liked having a stunt double. And if Michelle didn't already have way too much stuff to do, I think that I would look into this, you know, on a more regular basis. It's kind of fun. So the last thing I wanted to let you know is that the university and the college is planning to do something this summer. They are holding out hope that we'll be able to do something in person so that you can come with your caps on and your gowns on, and we can celebrate. If they decide it's not going to be possible to do it together, we will have something where you will actually have your degrees conferred, just like you would if we were in the Fertitta Center, and you will be able to dress up and wear those caps and gowns and wear those rockin' shoes that you got just for this occasion. And all of us faculty will love the parade of shoes and love celebrating again with you. So I just wanted to let you know that that will happen. We don't know when, but we hope that we'll be able to see you all again then and celebrate again with you.
Thank you. Okay, so let me take this last moment. Oh, dang. You know me, I cry all the time. I was doing really well. I got this. Let me take this last moment to acknowledge and thank you guys for that beautiful message that we received last Friday. It was really touching to hear from you on that impactful day. It was a big deal, and it meant a lot to all of us, as you heard, because it was in all of our remarks. This has been a crazy journey, and I'm really glad that you will be part of my pandemic story. When we are ready to take a step back and take a big look, you'll be more impressed with what you did. Not just the past 2 or 3 months, but the past 2 or 3 years. You're entering an amazing field with boundless potential. You've got so much knowledge right now that it's almost impossible to think that you are still just the beginning, but you are. Please keep in touch. Let us know what you did next. We're excited to feature all of you on our alumni spotlights. So once again, go Cougs, go Cougs. And I'll put the printer video back up real quick. Take care, y'all. Mwah! I'm coming. Here it is.
Hey, do you know if this printer is working? Does this printer work? Just black and white ink? Hey, is that printer working? No, not that one. Brother 127. Did they fix the printer? It's out of color ink. It's still out of ink. It doesn't have paper. All 3 printers are broken. That printer's not working. Brother 125. Brother 127. Did you tell Mr. Gesser you brought your own printer? No, all the printers were broken, so she brought her own. Yeah, Natalie's a legend.
And now that we're getting PowerPoint.